Hey, it's Shapes, and welcome to another expedition of the Anime Encyclopedia. I was gonna stream on Friday, and then I need to work on things, levels as usual. And then I was like, oh, I got work tomorrow and everything, and then I didn't have work. I just didn't have work today. I didn't have to go to work. I was just not assigned, which was nice. I got to chill, finish Cyberpunk Edge Runners. That was nice. And what else? What else happened? I put out my fucking video. Main channel video is out. Oh my god. Hope you've checked that out at some point. And I know it's an hour and a half. It won't be those. I'm not making that length anymore. After this last one, this rivalry thing, 90 minutes of that. Hello everyone in the chat, by the way. After that, I'm trying to abstain from making shit this long because like I'm making so many points and I like all the points that I'm making, but it's all of it at once and it just feels so overwhelming that it's like people really can't comment on everything, and so I get comments, which is nice, and I really appreciate what I do get, the feedback I do get, but it's like I can tell that I'm talking about so much that there's what's something that people talk about, right? Even when they do mention details, it'll be like certain things, and then my selfish stupid brain will just be like, what about that other thing I mentioned? Because I've noticed like a lot of people really take away from the first video. They really took away a lot from the first section, as well as obviously Hinata, kind of the jewel of that section. And very few people ever bring up the animation section. I've noticed. I've just casual observation. But like that's fine. It's fine. But if I made that its own video, then of course people would comment on that. I do regret putting these in 3 giant videos instead of 7 smaller ones. The last one is not going to be small, no matter how I cut it. But ultimately, I like how I put it in this way, I guess. But like, I guess I just didn't want to put out 7 Naruto videos. But like, Kato's doing that, and I was like, man, what the fuck am I doing? I don't know. I just didn't want to make it seem like. This is all I'm talking about. Okay, come on, can we talk about something else? But it didn't happen either way because I didn't make any other videos. This was gonna happen either way, so dumb, just dumb that I just put this all out at once, I guess. Hello Oscar, hello Greg, hello Aochi. Congrats on the new video. Need to rewatch Naruto and finish Shippuden. Saturday stream, surprise. Yeah, I've done a couple of Saturdays in the past when I couldn't do Friday. But yeah. And when I thought I was done with Naruto, he pulled me back. Yeah. It'll always be there. But most people like that one. This current one that's out. I'm not as super excited and proud about it, only because it's taken me so long. So that's disappointing. So hopefully we can do better in the future. But people seem to like it. So good. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here to conquer the next set N. It's all blank, of course. But the first things first, gentlemen and ladies and non-binary pals. Let me just put like that, and then I want to go through the actual. I want to go through the actual the whole, just to scan it for. I'm going to highlight the 3rd edition stuff just to make it easy for me. But I am going to go through 1st and 3rd very categorically. If there's try to go through, read them all together basically. But let's go through and see what kind of articles we have in store for this letter. Nabari no O is 2008. Nadesco, 1st edition. Tadao Nagahama, That's yeah, the Nagahama trilogy and stuff. Go Nagai. There's a lot of names right out the back. Okay. Tsubomi. Najika. Safe to put it in here, but you never know. Boy, it's gonna be a lot of names, huh? Not Nana. This is all they say about Nana. 3, 4. It's a short article. No. No. Well, I guess whatever. Okay. Fucking hell. Really? Really? Sheesh. 2003. I have to make the text bigger for me so I can like actually read the dates and stuff. The way I tell it, if it's 2001 or after, where it's highlighting in green. Planet Lily. I'm gonna put chat on the side of my screen so I can read it. Okay. Naruto. Nasty old lady. Okay. Natsume. Natsumushi. Natsuyuki Rendezvous. Naughty detectives. Naughty Dodokan. Naughty nurses. Nausicaa. Nayuda Nausicaa. Necromancer. The disrespect. For real. Needless. Negadon. Nejima. Neighborhood Story. Gokinja Monogatari. Bro, they actually give an opinion about Gokinju Monogatari, but not Nana? God damn. Well, not, that's cool. I'm actually happy about that, because it's a good show. Neko Ramen. I say Gokinju, obviously, because it's the same author. They don't even say that it's the same author as Nana. Wait a minute. In the Nana article, do they even register that it's the same author as Neighborhood Stories? Where is it? Based on Ayazawa's serialized series and adapted into... No, they don't even do any of their linking. They don't mention a single other series here. What on earth? That's so strange. Oh well. Narima Daikon Brothers. There's 2 listings. There's 2 listings for... What on earth? There's 2 listings for Narima Daikon Brothers, and they're different writing. That's... it. Are you kidding me? That is weird. It's like a completely new article, too. Kind of. They mentioned Ramo in half and everything, but like, what on earth? Well, we'll get to that at some point. Neto Rare Fighter Yachinigu? Nero. New Adventures of Pinocchio. Nah, New Karate Hells 1990. Numanoid Cam. NHK. Yeah, but it's first edition. Ideally. We don't know if some of these are in it or not. It's always when you check, it's always when you read it and you kind of find those things like, oh, it's a new entry. Wait. This is all for night shift nurses? I mean, I guess it's 10 episodes. It's a pretty big franchise, apparently. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 37, 38, 39. a really long article. Yeah, so this is 37. I always have to, you know, I usually count, 37, but it's always good to double check. I'm just going to use my calculator really quick. Plus 37 plus 2 plus 3, 4, 5. 81 lines? 81 lines? I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna write those in for my notes for later. Anyway. Yeah, so that's not even a, oh my god. Night Wizard. Nightmare Campus. What year is that? 95. 9. 2001. Ninja Nonsense. Ninja Robots. Ninja Ipei. Inku. Nippon Animation. Isekoi. It's called No Money. Noragami. Pretty recent, all things considered. ...2002. There we go. Alright. Not too bad. In. A lot of names at the beginning. The chat over here. Put my shit over here. Yep. Like so. Gotta heart some comments later. I'm gonna vid. But yeah. Okay. Let's see. There we go. I mean, yeah. We're just going by 3rd edition, so. Oh. Unless there's any removed entries. But I may as well have this open just in case. Just in case. I haven't done any scheduling in terms of like mapping out how long N should take, how long this and that should take. I should probably do that tonight, but whatever. Nadesco's the first article here, so we'll go for Nabari no O. Interesting reversal of the Naruto scenario. Instead of a kid with inner powers desperate to control them and become the best, Miharu is a kid who doesn't want to be a ninja and doesn't care about his inner powers until people try to kill him for them. Instead of a predictable boys' action show, we have a disaffected and mistrustful protagonist. Really? An interesting set of evolving relationships, as if Naruto doesn't have that. And an unusually low proportion of action, as if it had action, it would be bad? Like, you're saying that's a positive? Don't get me wrong, I think that's cool. Like, you can be more dramatic and talkative, you know? But, like, why are you saying, like, instead of a predictable boys action show, and then, like, you're listing that there's not much action in this show as if it's a positive? As if it's a slight against these other series that have to have action. Do you know what I mean? That sounds like Naruto at the start of his journey. Yeah, like they only got the fucking premise. The series is 26 episodes, Nabari no O. When it happens, the action is well handled with fluid movement and some interesting effects. Yoshihide Mukai earns his font design credit with some beautiful work on the magical battle sequences. There are also some genuinely heart-wrenching moments with deaths that devastate everyone involved. The character design is clamp light, with much attention to clothing and hair. Background art is beautiful. Soft watercolor effects, a showcase for the work of Mika Funabashi and the rest of the color design team. The script is tedious in places thanks to an over-reliance on exposition, but this is an interesting show. I'm glad you liked it. Didn't need to put Naruto down for that, but I'm glad you liked it. Based on the Yuki Kamatani's 2004 manga, Nabari no O, in a shonen magazine, published by Square Enix and Yen Press, the monthly G Fantasy. Like, predictable boys action show. Really? I mean, look, people can slate Naruto all they want, and I don't want to try not come in this as a fucking fanboy of Naruto, even though I'm making 4.5 hours of content about it. But like, the last thing I would say with Naruto is it's predictable. Maybe a little predictable, but like, predictability is not a flaw. I don't like to think it's a flaw, and if it is a flaw, then it's like you're not going to experience a lot of media you're not going to enjoy a ton of media that way. Like, I can kind of, going into a Marvel movie, I can safely assume the villain is going to be defeated. Does that make me enjoy the movie less? You know, like, it shouldn't, and if it does, it's kind of on me, right? Like, well, who are you to be so high and mighty over this other fucking show? When it's Nabari no O is a shonen manga series just like Naruto. You don't have to put one down at the other one, right? Like, it's so obnoxious. Yuki Kamatani also worked on Shonen Note, Bushi no Bushin, Our Dreams at Dusk, and just finished that one in 2018. So Hiraeth is the one they're currently working on. It started in 2020. But Nabari no O is their debut work. Okay. Great job on the Naruto video, though I heavily disagree with the comparisons to Hokuto no Ken with Obito and Taku no Jutsu. I was trying to... I may have not used the right clip, because it was just a random Sakugaboro clip, because I didn't want to go downloading fucking shitty thing. I didn't want to go finding things on YouTube or something. I was trying to get the video done. No offense, obviously. But, like, I was trying to refer to the fact that, like, maybe it's not manly enough for a boys' action show for these guys to be talking to each other. But some of the... I think some of the best... I think some of the best scenes in Hokuto no Ken were when the characters talked with each other. You know, it's when there was more emotional stakes and drama coming from those characters. I much preferred when, like, not preferred, I mean, I liked the action well enough. But I think most people kind of I'm sure you might agree that a lot of people kind of hand wave Fist of the North Star as being nothing but schlocky, manly, buff guys punching and exploding each other in buds of blood and stuff. And don't get me wrong, it has that, but there's so much more to it. You know? Like, it's a really emotionally stirring and devastating and cathartic, emotional story. That's what's more of what I was trying to talk about, where, like, maybe it's not manly enough for a teenage boy to see these characters talking with each other and Naruto having his hand outstretched like this. You know, that's like, no, you know, they might not find that interesting or something. But those guys probably haven't, you know, seen Fist of the North Star, which is meant to contrast something they would expect to think is more of all action, but it's more than action. That's kind of what I was trying to say with that. I don't know what reading you got out of that, but that was what I was trying to say in a concise manner. in a read between the lines kind of manner. Nadesco. But I appreciate the comment on the video at large. I really appreciate that. And to be perfectly honest, I'll be transparent when I said the only other thing I touched upon with Fist of the North Star is when I was like, some series aren't the same after the certain antagonist is defeated, you know? And obviously people can disagree. I think Bleach seems to work pretty well after Aizen. That's not to knock these series, or Death Note for sure. And then Rao and Fist of the North Star. My confession here is I actually have not seen past the original series. I didn't watch 2 yet. Not too interested, to be honest. But yeah, that's my little dirty confession there. So I apologize. But I would hope you know, if there was any credence to that, of like Rao is kind of this big tentpole antagonist in that series, that just feels like a vacuum after he's defeated. Nadesco. Look, I didn't really care for Nadesco that much, so I could probably be wrong in misremembering some of the plot. But when they're saying, a brave civilian takes matters into her own hands and steals a privately owned warship. I thought it was sanctioned. I thought they did have, like, people's, like... I didn't think it was rogue in the same way that they're describing it, but I could be wrong. Captain Eureka and her mostly female crew? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of girls in it, but like... It didn't strike me as that. It didn't strike me as that. Please let me know if the way that this is saying, and if you guys are familiar with Nadesco, if like that's weird. That's crazy. One of the better 1990s shows. I need to start reading the third and see if there's any comparisons. Light spoiler, but probably not going to mention it. I'm not going to give note to it, whatever. Oh. Actually, I think they cut this line out. Oh, that's interesting. Or they added this. Hold on. No, they didn't cut. They just added this part. Okay. Some might also detect a sly note in later episodes in which the enemies... I don't know why I haven't been reading this out loud. I apologize, because it's like kind of a known title, so sorry. I forgot to do that. Some might also detect a sly note in later episodes in which the enemy's interest in Gekiganger serves as a commentary on the right-wing militarist subtexts of so many sci-fi shows. Okay. Okay. We're compiled. And then they also added the gap between the two stories, the movie and the short series, is filled by a game, Nadesco the Blank of 3 Years, also 1998, one of several tie-in console products released by Sega and Nintendo. All right. Yeah. They also gave their positive opinion. Najika is the next one, but I'll read some bios. Born in Kagoshima, Nakahama, graduated in drama from Nihon University, and found early work in puppetry, such as the TV series Madcap Island. He joined the animation studio A-Pro as an animator on Kyutaro the Ghost, before spending a productive 3 years on such shows as Star of the Giants and Rose of Versailles. Kind of a dizzying span there, where he oversaw the former's landmark experiments in hyperreality and artistic deformation. That's literally like from 1968 to 1979. Why did they say it's spending a productive 3 years? Did he do the sequel? So Kyojin no Hoshi. There's sequel Shin Kyojin no Hoshi from 1977 to 1978. So they're probably just going from 2 to Rose of Versailles. Okay. Even though they're clearly referring to his work. But by the late what are they doing? And then they said by the late 1970s, where he oversaw the former's, At TMS, he was playfully known as the Emperor of Tokyo Movie, an allusion to Akira Kurosawa's nickname, the Emperor of Movies. By the late 1970s, he had achieved a reputation as the fans' anime director, with an understanding that his shows had an appeal beyond the usual implied audience of children to connoisseurs of the animated image, along with his sometime rival, Yoshiyuki Tomino, who was trying similar efforts with Gundam. I'm not going to mention that they worked on a show together. Raideen? He did the first half and Tomino did the other half? He expressed an interest in maturing the presentation of anime in step with the aging of the audience. Are you gonna mention his fucking trilogy of robot anime? No? In 1978, he wrote that animation had a new and largely unserved audience of middle and high school age viewers who deserved shows aimed at their own interests and concerns. This has been taken in hindsight as one of the earliest recognitions of the advent of video fandom in the 1980s, although Nakahama was not around to see it himself, dying midway through the French co-production Ulysses 31. And midway through Rose of Versailles. This is such a weird article. Weird article. Go Nagai. I'll read this one out loud too, obviously, because I was about to read it silent. I'm like, wait. Born in hey, good to see you, Annalisa. Born in Ishikawa Prefecture, Nagai became an assistant to the manga artist Shotaro Ishinomori after completing high school. He enjoyed early and controversial success as a manga artist with titles such as Shameless School, Harenchi Gakuen, introducing nudity and crudity in abundance to young readers' great enjoyment and the internal annoyance their parents. Yeah, it's a much bigger deal than that. Like, literally just birthing the entire ecchi genre. He subsequently copied the model of Osamu Tezuka's Mushi Pro to set up his own company, Dynamic Planning, which has overseen Nagai's works in their anime forms, including Devilman, Cutie Honey, and Kekko Kamen. His greatest influence, however, has been in the world of giant robots. Yeah, pretty much. Including such important works as Getter Robo, Grandizer, and Mazinger Z, anime's first pilotable robot. Mazinger Z, mostly. Although he does have an English-language following, his work still seems much better known in Europe and the Arab world. He was also notably a designer on the puppet series X-Bomber, including the impressive combining robot Die-X. That's it. Okay, not the worst article. It was alright. I think. Alright. It's the creator of 5-star stories. Alright. Alright. Nice show no Tsubomi. I just realized they didn't translate. That's weird. Hold on. They put the title as Naisho no Tsubomi, aka Tsubomi's Secret. They don't mention why. Weird. All right. Najika. This is the first edition entry. For some reason they added action to this description, like just the word action. Najika added in brackets, of course. Pretty girls, action, and unlikely plotting. From the people who brought you Agent Aika. They didn't really give their opinion though, so that's fine. Kind of an indirect thing, but that's fair. All right. Nakamura. One of the unsung heroes of modern anime. So this is the catnapped fantastic children guy. That often seems to be better known and more highly respected by other animators than by the public at large. He performed key animation duties on both Nausicaa and Akira, but his directorial work has remained limited to relatively obscure titles such as Catnapped and Tree of Palm. He deserves to be considered alongside Mamoru Oshii as one of the distinctive creators in modern Japanese animation. That's an opinion about a guy. Wow. I'm going to actually put him in a positive opinion here. But let me just check their entries on these things, because I know Catnapped was very scathingly negative. Ugh. Ugh. Let's see what they say about Dream of Palm. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I'm just reading this. Beautifully rendered, with backgrounds by Mutsuo Koseki, whose work is better known on Nausicaa and Castle the Sky. Attractive and interesting designs show stylistic echoes of Catnapped, but it's poorly paced, and the character of Palm himself is not sympathetic. Okay. Fantastic Children. I don't remember if they had an opinion on this or not. No, not really any. They mention Nakamura at least, but they kind of draw parallels to Sailor Moon and Future Boy Conan. Hold on. Looking up Shashinkan. Portrait Studio. No. Okay, so this movie's just not in the thing. That's Catnapped. Robot Carnival, maybe? He has a short in that. Nightmare by Nakamura will make you very, very worried about being stranded in town after a drinking binge as the detritus of urban life takes on ominous new shapes and a drunk who misses his last train home is forced to watch their rampage and flee their strange leader. And that's it. Yeah, by all accounts in their book, you I don't think there's any reason to give him that accolade of deserve to be considered alongside Oshi as one of the distinctive creators. Um, when they don't really respect any of his work, or at least they don't seem to with Fantastic Children is the only one that maybe not. Tree of Palm they're kind of mixed on, and they just did not like Catnapped. Just a observation. Animator and illustrator comic second. All right. Nana. This is all they say about Nana. Two girls called Nana. One a naive middle-class young woman, and the other a streetwise punk rocker. Meet on the train to Tokyo and end up sharing an apartment. Based on the manga by Ai Yazawa, serialized in both Cookie and Shoujo Beat magazine. That's it. And also adapted into 2 live-action movies, Nana and Nana 2. That is it. The Shashinkan short is great. That's awesome. I gotta check it out. I also gotta check out his Peter Pan. Let me see if actually Peter Pan actually. Never mind. Well, fuck it. Forget it. Yeah, but that's all I say about Nana. Nana and Kaoru. It's so sad that this fucking hentai gets a better fetish comedy. Sorry, not a hentai. Or it's 2 episodes. Hold on, it's 2 minutes. It's 2 episodes. I mean, it doesn't have the objectionable content. It says objectionable content intense. Ecchi, S&M, sexual fetishes. It's so fucking annoying that this has a better description than Nana. I just read you Nana's, right? This is Nana and Kaoru. Nana is a beautiful, friendly, straight-A student. Her next-door neighbor and childhood friend, Kaoru, is a low achiever, pervert, and social outcast at school. The pair have drifted apart in recent years, mainly due to Kaoru not taking his education seriously, while Nana is constantly striving to keep her grades at the top. But when Nana discovers Kaoru's secret passion for S&M fetish play, she realizes she may have found the perfect way to unwind from her demanding student life. Based on Ryuta Amazume's 2008 manga, this fetish comedy is a more perverted take on his and her circumstances? Ooh, what? It's because the Nana's a fucking straight-A student? But that doesn't make sense why the neighbor is a child friend, low achiever, pervert, and social outcast. That has nothing to do with his or her circumstances. What? What? Spicy. Alright. Just gonna put both of those then. I just pictured this montage that would go in the video, like the main video of just like how overboard they go with comparing shit. This would certainly be in there. Oh my god. Still a new entry. Japanese teenagers acting like 6-year-olds. Who's going to notice? Little snark of the synopsis there. Artfully reserves many of the cliches of magical girl shows. Essentially plays Petite Princess Yusie or Marvelous Melmo in reverse. Also contains within it the seed of an arch commentary on fandom itself. Arc commentary on fandom itself in the style of Genshiken. So many anime tropes began as aspirational entertainment for children, only to become the chosen obsession of teenagers. Nautica 6-7, let's go. Goat. They don't really give... Yeah, I mean, artfully reverses many of the cliches of magical girl shows, so I like it. I would like to know what kind of cliches they're talking about. I'm curious. Essentially plays UCA or Melmo in reverse. Yeah. Reverse UCA is a weird way to put it. What's the premise of UCA? Oh, let me find out. Let me just read a synopsis on... Not theirs, but, not that I distrust their synopsis or something, but just whatever. Adventures of country girl Yusie as she is admitted by chance to the prestigious Princess Academy, where the daughters of royalty and nobles attend to learn magic, dance, etiquette, defense, and music. Many things in her quest to collect the fragments of the Eternal Tiara in hopes that she may become the legendary Platinum Princess. Nice. 4 other princess candidates, who were initially her rivals, but are won over by her offer of friendship, must grow in heart, if not in height, to become worthy of the tiara. Fun. Okay. Nanako SOS. This is a first edition entry. Actually pretty nice. That's actually pretty nice. That actually made me interested in watching it too. Let me just read this out loud so I can make sure it's the same as the first and third. An alien girl crash lands on Earth, losing her memory in the process but keeping her superpowers. Rescued by a boy who has a knack for making money, and his dopey friend, she agrees to work for them for room and board. They set up the Supergirl Company investigation agency, and Nana gets to work bringing villains to justice, solving love problems, and dodging the unwanted attention of a mad scientist out to use her for his own ends. Based on an original Just Comic manga by Pollen creator Hideo Azuma, this is one of the most neglected of the Magical Girl series, eclipsed in its year of release by the more famous Creamy Mommy. Mercifully, it has nothing to do whatsoever with Amazing Nurse Nanako, or, which is what they've added here, or with the porno anime Sexy Sailor Soldiers, the Japanese title of which is Nami SOS. So they did add... But that was positive. Very interesting. I am now interested in Nanako SOS. I think Nanako SOS was a Lolicon show. Yeah? That's so interesting. The Wikipedia that they send you to is a screen, like the image they use is a screenshot from the show. So weird and rare, I think. It's a gag comic. Oh yeah. I wouldn't be entirely surprised. But it does have a side character in it that reminds me of Osamu Dezaki. Oddly enough. Fucking, this dude in the bottom left corner. With the shades and the big hair. Obviously, you get that cat from everything. You know, just a Dante clone. Toru Furia is in this show. Mixed feelings from the one review on Mal. Also strange how they don't talk about Hideo Azuma much either. Yeah, I was like, the same Azuma as in the guy? Oh. I didn't realize he was a mangaka. I had no idea. They just say that it's Pollen creator Hideo Azuma. Let me search the encyclopedia of anything else they bring up. He's only brought up twice, and it is... Yeah, they literally just link the two together. Pollen is by the SOS creator Hideo Azuma. They pretty much link the two together like that. That's all they mentioned about him. Feels like they could have at least mentioned what he would go on to do and is arguably more known for overseas. Yeah. Similar to how Eiji Otsuka did the story for Morio Senki Madara. Naniwa Spirit. Okay. It's a delinquent thing, it seems. Gangster syndicate. Fast and Furious Osaka comedy. Pokemon Pro. Yeah, nothing changed though. New 3rd edition entry. Naoko-san from Planet Lily. Hideo Azumi worked on the first lolicon porn magazine. He was very influential in that genre. Wow. You think I remember? Yeah, I think I remember reading about that too. Gosh. There you go. That is interesting that they don't mention him beyond that at all. Considering that they've, you know, spilled so much ink over the rest of hentai, right? And they have, I think both their Lolita anime article and Cream Lemon are both very long, describing the whole thing. Just checked, it's called Sibel. It was a doujin though, not magazine. Okay. Naoko-san from Planet Lily. Yuri, of course, is a slang term for lesbian, argot and jargon. I mean, they say it in articles too. It's like, all right. I'm gonna put odd choices here. Here we go. What a coincidence, on the same day I released my video. And at this point in writing the article, 315 episodes were out, because they say 315 plus for Shippuden. Let me read this out loud. I completely forgot to. I haven't been doing it for a little bit, so forgot to. All right, here's Naruto, updated for the 3rd edition. Before Naruto Uzumaki was born, a great fighter called Yondai Mei battled the evil nine-tailed fox Kyuubi and sealed him into a human body, Naruto's. The people of his home village of Konoha fear and distrust what is inside the boy, and as a result of his distrust and of being orphaned, he's hot-headed and a bit of a troublemaker. But Naruto is determined to show them he is a human being who can be loved and trusted, not a demon. He plans to do this by succeeding to Yondai Mei's title of Hokage, given to the strongest ninja of the Fire Country. To reach this goal, he has to travel, train, study, and fight many opponents, making enemies and allies along the way. Yes. Alright! That was a whip. Wait a minute. That was just such a generic fucking assumption. To reach this goal of becoming Hokage, he has to travel, train, study, and fight many opponents, making enemies and allies along the way. Big assumption. Like, just writing it off. You couldn't mention, like, his team. Anyway, there's more. This sets up an ongoing tournament/fight scenario with multiple opportunities to introduce new characters. As with Dragon Ball and Hattori the Ninja, this proved hugely popular. Based on the manga and Shonen Jump by Masashi Kishimoto. They are literally boiling down Naruto to a bunch of tournaments. There is one tournament. Several movies touted as part of the Jump Festa. Like, he couldn't mention his rivalry with Sasuke or something. Become the hero of the village or anything. You even understand what Hokage is. Ceding to Yondaime's title of Hokage given to the strongest ninja of the Fire Country when it isn't. It just isn't that. Like, it's boiled down to that towards the beginning of the story. But as it goes on, it's sort of like, no, this is not given to the strongest one. If it was given to the strongest one, you know, yeah, like, they are strong. Don't get me wrong. The Hokage are always very, very strong. But, like, whoever's willing to be the Hokage. Because they're, like, the mayor. You know? Anyway. Several movies toured as part of the Jump Festa Cinema Roadshow, a vacation diversion to keep kids off the streets. Their increasing length is a fair indicator of Naruto's growing stature. Strictly speaking, these are video releases premiered in theaters rather than actual movies, a distinction which was once a big issue in 1980s anime, but now only really applies to the Jump Festa. Find the Crimson Four-Leaf Clover from 2003. It was only 17 minutes long and features a story about the grandson of the third Hokage and his crush on a local girl. Okay, just focused on Konohamaru, I guess. Battle at Hidden Falls, I Am the Hero, occupied a more significant slot on the bill at 40 minutes. Naruto became the top billed movie for that winter's Naruto It's the Snow Princess's Ninja Art Book, in which our hero and friends are ordered to escort his favorite film actress to the snow country to film a new movie. Its status was assured with the standalone Naruto the Movie, The Great Clash, The Phantom Ruins in the Depths of the Earth. Literally Gekijoban. Like, the other two shorts are obviously not considered movies. Like, I don't know why they're criticizing this. Like, oh, they're not movies, guys. I don't think they said they're movies. They don't call them Gekijoban. This is the first one that actually calls them Gekijoban, in which our heroes get caught up in a huge battle with a moving castle while on the highly dangerous and significant errand of delivering a lost pet. Yeah, they're kind of mocking it by saying that, right? You see the connotation here? Our heroes get caught up in a huge battle with a moving castle while on the highly dangerous and significant errand of delivering a lost pet. I haven't seen this movie, but I guarantee you it's supposed to start out like that and gets crazier. Literally the first 6 episodes of Naruto, they start on a mission that was supposed to just be an escort thing and turns out to have this way bigger implication that they were not prepared for, that was not supposed to happen. But they're like, fuck it, let's do it anyway. And that's why it gets elevated so quickly. That's why the mission, like, that's why it's interesting, because they're young, they're kids. So, like, that's all they're gonna do is just get this pet, tend this farm, do this, like, little small stuff. And that's one of the angst with Naruto. It's like, I want to go into something more crazy, you know? Like any kid would want to do. If this sounds like the plots are increasingly an excuse for the battles, it could be because all ninja shows eventually face this problem. When you have to slot in the Rumble of the Week, give the favorite characters screen time, and keep your audience happy, a good plot and tight writing are usually the first casualties. They are literally criticizing the movies for why Naruto has a bad plot or something. Oh yeah, so don't expect, these are not gonna have good plots and tight writing because this is all, it's just Rumble of the Week. Give your favorite character some screen time. And God, if Naruto is like that, can you imagine? I mean, it'd probably still be kind of popular. I mean, maybe. But like, it's so much more than that. Unbelievable. A human being who can be trusted sounds weird. Like, why not say person instead? I thought Naruto is about the theory of nuclear peace So no, that's my Atome. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on, man. Unlike the Joe Biden AIs, they use that phrase a lot. Naruto faced up to this issue by aging with its original audience. So cynical. Rebranded as Naruto Shippuden, which begins 2.5 years after the 220th episode that closed the original series. Although the basic structure of challenges, setbacks, training, and victories remained unchanged, the basic structure of challenges, setbacks, training, and victories remained unchanged. It's like they're tired of storytelling. It's like they're completely like, oh, whatever. He goes on a fucking adventure and saves the day. Like, what are you doing this for? What do I really want to be reading this from you? Do I really want to be reading this book if you're completely tired of fiction? Are you kidding me? God. Although the basic structure of challenges, setbacks, training, and victories remained unchanged, the slightly older cast now faced a greater deal of angst and torment. This decision to go older proved to be a winning one, and the Naruto franchise has maintained its position in Japanese rating and box office with a healthy 5% showing in TV ratings that is impressive in the multi-channel 21st century. They're literally trying to, like, oh, they're older and now faced a greater deal of angst and torment. So, obviously I've not fucking tried this show. I've tried one episode. And they're like, 70 volumes? I'm good. Naruto films have continued to appear annually in Japanese cinemas, with Naruto Shippuden the movie, New Bonds, Will of Fire, Lost Tower, Blood Prison, and Road to Ninja Naruto the movie. Far from showing the usual pattern of declining viewership as the years go by, Naruto continues to remain buoyant, with Road to Ninja being the highest-grossing film in the franchise so far. This is in part because even a low-seeming 5% rating still means literally millions of viewers, 1.25 million of whom bought cinema tickets for Naruto the movie. And also because Naruto's cultural footprint extends to the ongoing manga serial, and to a great number of video games, which periodically beckon former fans back into the fold. So they're trying to logic their way out of why it's still relevant in 2015 when they wrote this. Which, by the way, the manga finished by then. But, like, I guarantee you, I don't have the second edition with me, but that was in 2006 before Shippuden aired. I swear it was probably completely unchanged, and they only added this paragraph right here. They probably, like, have all of this intact and keep your audience happy. A good plot and tight writing are usually the first casualties. And that's how they probably end the fucking second edition article on Naruto. And then they kind of have to, like, own up to the fact that it's still going really well with Shippuden and everything. And they don't think. They really do not assume that it's just a good story. That there is something there. That is actually maintaining its audience's attention. They're just going to assume, oh, alright, maybe that's why they have emotions. Maybe it's because they're older and they experience more deal of anger and torment. Angst and torment. But the TV ratings are still very good. And it extends to ongoing manga. The ongoing manga serial, it ended actually. By the time they wrote this, extends to the ongoing manga serial. No, it was over by that point. They're just not paying attention. And this is so crucial because it's such a high-profile series. If any normie who, like, you know, is a Naruto fan or whatever, wants to get this book, can you imagine that one of the first articles they're going to flip to is Naruto? Of course it is. Of course it is. And this is what they read? Complete hand wave, like, Are you kidding me? This is what I'm talking about. And this is why, like, I don't know. It's just really short-sighted and foolish, I think. This is why it's sort of like, I don't feel like it was a smart idea, ultimately, to insert their opinions about this shit. It needs to be informative, first and foremost. What is it about? What are some interesting facts about it? How does it fit into the larger context? Not as a story, not as like, oh, it's a Tenchi Muyo clone, but as like, where does it fit in the broader context of the anime medium? And by reading this book, you'll get a better understanding of the landscape. And sure, you certainly get a picture of the landscape. I think from this book, you might imply that it might not just be Pokemon and porn, but it's only like 4 other things. It just feels very reductivist. And only if you go around poking do you actually find some good gems. But is anyone really going to do that? I found some good gems from reading this book, all of it. And a lot of them are stuff that I have certainly not heard, as someone who is so iceberg level that I had not heard of it and was not on my radar at all. You know, and wouldn't have been otherwise, only because I read the book. And that's what it's good for. That's what it's supposed to do. But, like, I don't know if that's necessarily how people are going to, when they purchase the book, they're going to look at what they say about the titles they already know about. Are they really just going to flip to a random page? Those one elves. Okay. I don't know. I just think there's a different misguided approach to this, I think. Anyway, very dismissive opinion on Naruto, of course. Didn't even fucking watch it, man. Nasty old lady. This is actually by the same author as Sazai-san. sorry. And it's another slice of everyday life tale. It's the first anime from Studio Knack. It was brought back in 1996. Interesting. Nasu. Summer in Andalusia. I'm thinking of, I'm just going to be streaming for like about 2 hours total, so it's going to be for another 23, another half hour or so. Oh, this is, yeah, the cycling one. This is the Madhouse cycling show, movie. Not much to say about it. All right. Natsuki Crisis. The designs are attractive, even though contemporary school stories can date fast because the background detail. What to wear, what bags and accessories are cool, how hair is style, changes very quickly. Has enough heart and punch to retain its charm. Well, that's a positive at least, but that's a weird comment. Like, yeah? Oh, so what? Would it really be a big deal if it was dated? Everything dates. Like, yeah. I don't get it. All right. Oh, I'll read this one off, of course. It's more well known. Takashi Natsume can see yokai, ayakashi, and other spirits, but now keeps it to himself. After he was orphaned, talking about his ability got him passed from family member to family member, shunned in school, and called a liar or an attention seeker. He has no idea why spirits gravitate to him until he finds his dead grandmother's notebook. Grandmama Reiko made binding contracts with spirits by writing their names in her book. They all want to be free. Takashi decides to track down each spirit and return its name, thus dissolving Reiko's contract. With the help of a powerful spirit in cat form, he sets out on the road to freedom, learning how to trust and make friends in the human world along the way. Yuki Midorikawa's charming 2005 manga examines the power inherent in true names in a very different way to that in Death Note or Spirited Away. This anime adaptation is also a rare instance of a production team working closely with a manga creator to produce a show that respects the original without being hamstrung by it. Brainspace and director Omori have made a beautiful, sometimes dark, but always engaging story. The episodic nature of the original makes it easy to dip in and out of the individual adventures, but the thread of Takashi's evolution from a reserved and remote young man hiding his painful childhood to the open, kind-hearted person he always wanted to be ties the stories together and makes the series a rewarding whole. Boy, I wish I could have had this amount of thought and care and attention to actual paying attention to the fucking show for another series that I just read. The series packs a powerful emotional punch without descending into mawkishness. In this way, it's very like Mushishi. There's another indirect compliment to Mushishi here. I feel I'd have to look it up. Okay, I have to make sure I write this down in the M section. But because they were very dismissive about Mushishi in their article itself. They call it interesting and rewarding everywhere else. And powerful emotional punch. So weird. I think this would be the problem with having multiple authors. Not that obviously their problem. It could be partly theirs. But even just what little they did with having multiple authors, now you have this weird disconnect or inconsistency where the article itself is saying one thing and then everywhere else is another thing. So it just makes it confusing. There hasn't been anything so extreme as something. It's the article says this show is dog shit, and then elsewhere it says a masterpiece or something. It hasn't been that extreme, but I don't know the question at this point. Spirits and humans have overlapping needs, which is where much of the conflict as well as the emotion arises. Some of the monsters are not the kind you want to imagine under the bed, making this an unsuitable show for easily frightened children. Choking and blood-sucking occur, but gore is minimal, and the occasional bath scenes are tastefully steamy. Natsume's Book of Friends followed in 2009 from the same crew, but there was a change in writing team in 2011 for Season 3 that carries over to the 4th season. The same creator was responsible for In the Forest of the Firefly's Light, which was adapted into anime form with many of the same staff. I didn't know there's a connection there. Cool. That's positive. I'll put the manga one aside. That's OCD for length or whatever. Natsume animation. Nope. Okay, just a hentai. award-winning adaptation. Anyway. But detective show, of course. But it's not like hentai or anything. It's like from 1968. It's the first non-Tezuka work adapted by Mushi Pro, apparently. They have this really weird habit. I don't know if I've made a trend of it in the place, but like they keep kind of downplaying some of these series because they have an element in them that was eclipsed by something of a similar year, of the same year or next year's whatever, and it never means anything to me. You know, it doesn't make any difference. It just didn't grab the same. Like obviously, Dr. Slump, like in this one, right? Naughty Dotacon eclipsed in the year of its release by a far more successful android child, Arale from Dr. Slump. It makes it sound like Dr. Slump had the better android girl, but that's just not the case. I'm not trying to, like, I have no idea what the show is, Naughty Dotacon, but like, that's just not how audiences work, I don't think. I just don't think because one show had an android in it, like, how many people who did Dr. Slump or whatever, like, is it a popular show because the girl's an android? No, it's because it's funny and like colorful and like it has the merits of the zany world or whatever. It has the strengths of Arale-chan. It's not just because it has this thing. You know, it's just a weird trend, man. It's trope or brain rot. Yeah, I think so too. Like, let me just like take a look at this fucking show. It's also an original anime. It was not based on an already popular manga. The references are literally the anime encyclopedia. And what studio was it? Kokusai Eigasha? I don't even know what that is. The J9 series. Meanwhile, Arali-chan is a Jump manga from Toei Animation. Oh, you know, I wonder why it didn't, it was eclipsed by this other thing. This looks fun. But it's like, let the fucking thing, let it do its thing, you know? It's also much fucking shorter. It's 28 episodes. Kokusai Eiga and Toei and Fuji. Let me just... It was actually broadcast in Arabic, Italian. Yeah, Daiwan Animation. And then Toei is non-credited as animation production. Yeah. It's weird. Like, I'm sure if I put Eclipse in the encyclopedia, you get 12 results. Eclipsed by its successors, eclipsed by Akira, eclipsed by another alien lover. Eclipse is at hand. Eclipsed in the same year. Forever eclipsed by the artist's decision. Largely eclipsed by his groundbreaking work. Eclipsed in the year of release. Eclipsed in its full year of release by more successful. Largely eclipsed 7 years later. It feels like they said that much more than that. Overtaken? Overtaken by... That's annoying. Naughty nurses. I'm gonna start end with this one because this is apparently a very long. No, this isn't the long one. Nausicaa's the long. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna end on Nausicaa. Let me just do naughty nurses. Suffers from excessive use of digital animation loops in the sex scenes, for which the moaning talents of the voice actresses cannot fully compensate, and somewhat oversimplified. It's my favorite anime movie. And it'll probably be the subject of this stream. Not this particular one, but a stream series in the future. It is probably the next stream series I'm doing. Probably. 1,000 years have passed since the collapse of industrialized civilization. A toxic jungle now spreads, threatening the last of the human race. Threatening the yeah. A toxic jungle now. Threatening to wipe out the threatening to wipe out the last of the human race. Threatening the survival of the... That's it. I think it's that. Threatening the survival of the last of the... brain rot for this fucking movie. I love it. 1,000 years after a great war, in a world dominated by the pollution-induced sea of corruption, Princess Nausicaa grows up in a peaceful valley shielded from the devastation by its prevailing winds from the sea. These keep the deadly spores that spread the sea of corruption away from its fertile lands. Survival by a combination of geographical and meteorological chance. Terrible insect-like creatures roam the sea of corruption and the desert lands around. Mightiest of all are the huge crustaceans Ohm. The Ohm. One of these can wipe out most human threats, but in a herd, they are unstoppable. Outside the valley, while smaller communities struggle to survive, factions within the Ptolemekian Empire are fighting for supremacy. Princess Kushana of Ptolemachia finds one of the super weapons that made the ancient war so terrible, the last god warrior embryo, and plans to use it to ensure that her people stay on top, even if it means upsetting the fragile balance nature with a capital N, nature has struggled to regain after the long ago war. When the ship carrying her super weapon crashes in the valley, it brings Kushana's army down on the Agarian enclave to retrieve the terrible cargo. Nausicaa's father dies in the struggle, thanks for spoilers, but she can't give herself up to the lust for vengeance. She's the only one with the vision to see that understanding, tolerance, and patience might give a better outcome than aggression. Not only with the Ptolemekians, but also with the Sea of Corruption and its giant denizens. Faced with the God Warrior's awakening, an Ohm stampede, and even the failure of the wind that has protected her valley for generations, she must also face up to her own fears and make the ultimate sacrifice to preserve everything she loves. It would have been easy to make this hero-villain tale in the Hollywood mold, something the woefully inferior 1986 US edit Warriors of the Wind attempts, but what emerges is a far richer, more complex world. Shunning more conventional firepower, Nausicaa uses her brains, her heart, and her courage to find a solution with compassion for everyone involved. The result is a film that is superbly put together on all levels, with messianic and ecological subtexts that don't weigh down a story packed with action and adventure. Very well said. After his initial success as a director for hire on Castle of Cagliostro, Hayao Miyazaki directed this short segment of his own epic 1982 manga, originally serialized in Animage. Despite an ending that seems to owe a debt to David Lynch's movie of Dune, Nausicaa draws on a variety of other sources. I'll have to make sure I write that. I just don't want to forget it. Spoilers for Nausicaa. Nausicaa draws on a variety of other sources, including The Princess Who Loved Insects, from one of the Japanese folktales, and for its scenes beneath the poisonous yet cleansing sea of corruption, the 1959 adaptation of Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth. It even pastiches Bedknobs and Broomsticks with an opening montage that ends with Nausicaa in flight where Disney has a witch. What? It even pastiches Bedknobs and Broomsticks with an opening montage that ends with Nausicaa in flight where Disney has a witch. The characters are flying, and that makes it a Bedknobs and Broomsticks reference? What? What? Huh? I can't move on. As with many of Miyazaki's later characters, there are powerful echoes of the work of British historical fantasy novelist Rosemary Sutcliffe. They just keep going with rattling off these fucking references. References. I engage with my preferences. I forget the lyric. It's from, Black Road, New City. Fuck. Old Country, New Roads? Wait. What's the name of the fucking band? Black Country, New Road. Black Country, New Road reference. That I made. It's a lyric. Anyway. Whose hero kings are defined by the extent to which they willingly live and die for others. Nausicaa has much in common with Ashitaka, her spiritual heir in Princess Mononoke, and the art direction of both films spared no effort in the quest for perfection. Nausicaa's access to cutting-edge technology, however, was more limited. The Ohm were animated by a range of techniques which included cut paper segments. Despite the notoriously short-lived attention spans of the anime-watching public, see Brave Saga. I don't know why I would see Brave Saga. The notoriously short-lived attention spans? And you're gonna just throw the fucking Brave series under the bus? Like the Yusha franchise? Are you fucking kidding me? Nausicaa polled high in Japanese top 10 lists for 2 decades after its original release. It influenced many imitators, particularly the incoherent eco-babbling of Green Legend Ron, and even films with little direct relation, Wind of Amnesia and Wings of Hanamies. Hanamies, I'd never know how to pronounce that. Both had their original titles altered to reflect the cadences of Nausicaa, in an attempt to inspire Pavlovian ticket buying in the Japanese audience. Source? Proof? Kaze no Tani no Nausicaa. Oritsu Uchugen. Oniamizu no Tsubasa. Kaze no Tani no Nausicaa. Oritsu Uchugen. Oniamizu no Tsubasa. Excuse me? And what was the other one? Wind Name Amnesia. Kaze no Nawa Amnesia. Kaze no Tani no Nawa. Kaze no Nawa Amnesia. Kaze no Tani no Nausicaa. Because it's wind! Are you literally just like... You're really trying to make the argument that Wind of Amnesia had their original title altered to reflect the cadence of Nausicaa in an attempt to inspire Pavlovian ticket buying? What the fuck? The entire Brave series. I swear, this thinking is definitely what led to Unlike Other Super Mech Shows here, which is so weird. Pavlovian ticket buying! Hey, yo, what the fuck? Well, they were positive. All right. Yeah. Odd choice. You were an odd fellow. The references are kind of whatever. I don't, doesn't raise my eyebrows as much as David Lynch movie. Da, 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 da. Actually, I do want to write down the bedknobs and broomsticks comparison. Like, what on earth? Ugh. No, that's fine. Let's get this one. Bizarre. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to call it there, fellas. It's a short one, but it's okay. It's because I started fairly late, like 7:30, and it is now currently 9:30. I'd like to not read it too long. I mean, yeah. Let's see. Two. Well, I'd have to count the number of articles here. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. I'm counting all the entries we have left to read. 82. Okay. Not including bios of studios or people, which there's a good number of them in this one. So whatever. I think we can do this in 2 more streams, or 1 big one. We did 51. 51 entries takes us 4.5 like 4.5 hours, like 4 hours. It's okay. It's okay. We'll figure it out. Well, sorry the streams felt comparatively shorter. It does feel shorter now that I've done it for much longer. But I hope that was fun for you guys. I certainly enjoyed it. And if you want more of my stuff, more of my voice, Digest is this week, and I also released an hour and a half video, main edited video. So it's okay if I stream it. And this week I streamed 4.5 hours, nearly 5 hours. Fucking crazy prolific week, and I got a ton of work done too. You know, not bad. Pretty banger. I do say so myself. Thanks for streaming, Shaves. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. Well, thanks for streaming. It was good seeing you this year, guy. Well, yeah. I'll head out. You guys enjoy stuff and have a good weekend. Yeah, weekend. Rest of the weekend. It's already the weekend. Probably see you Saturday. Yo, peace. Yo, peace.